Hello, and welcome to Buttercup Gardens, situated along the Italian coastline. Today I'll be giving you a guided tour of the garden grounds. My name is Elizabeth, and I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have, alright? Fantastic. Now normally we do a group tour of the gardens, but someone has actually arranged for you to have a private tour. Yes. Well, if you're a garden lover like myself, you'll have a great time here. We have over 5 acres of grounds actually, but we'll just be touring a small portion of that. Alright, fantastic. Okay, so as you walk through the garden, you'll notice that there are a wide variety of not only species of flowers and plants, but also fauna. For instance, we have wild deer that roams here every now and again, and we also have a variety of different bird species. Yes, you'll find a wide variety of bird baths that we have within the gardens that are ornately decorated, and you'll also find birds feeders which have seed and nectar for the birds. We actually have 3 different types of hummingbirds that frequent our grounds, so that's quite lovely. Alright, so the first section of the garden that you'll find here is actually all roses. So different species of roses, hybrid roses, that sort of thing. And we actually have 15 different species of rose, and yes, and 10 different colors. So, and that's not including different shades of various colors, of course. My personal favorite is the lavender rose here. We call this the Beverly Rose, and it is quite lovely. This is a hybrid, yes. And if you'll take just a moment to smell it, it is one of the most fragrant varieties we have. It's absolutely amazing. Yes, there's actually a shop here locally in our town that makes a perfume that's based upon this rose. It has a scent profile similar to this, and it's amazing, yeah. Okay, and this rose here is actually the bumblebee rose, and as you can see, it is bright yellow, and the stem almost, it's a dark green, so it almost looks black, so hence the name bumblebee rose. Yes, it's magnificent, isn't it? Okay, and then the last rose I'm going to show you here is the porcelain rose, and it is stark white. And as you can see, the innermost part of the rose is yes, it's covered in a black sort of nectar, and the hummingbirds and a variety of the bees and wasps in the area love this rose. So we do have to be careful of the wasps, but we have various precautions that we put up around the garden to kind of safeguard from a number of the different harmful pests, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, the next section we're going to go to is one of my favorite. It's the hydrangea area of the garden. We call it the hydrangea area, but it has a wide selection of different types of flowers, not just hydrangeas. We have calla lilies, Easter lilies, and we have a vast assortment of pansies and mums as well. Yes, actually the air here, it's always fresh and has sort of a high salt content, but surprisingly the flowers all do very well here. I think it's actually the salt helps them, in fact, so It's wonderful, yes. And walking through the garden, you always get that fresh breeze and the smell of the Mediterranean. It's absolutely wonderful. I love my job, I do. Right. The next section we'll head over to is just a few steps away. And this is our tulip section. We are quite proud of this area of the garden, and this area in particular has been cultivated for the past 55 years. We have our tulip bulbs imported directly from the Netherlands, and every year we send a representative over to kind of browse around the flower market that they hold there in the springtime, and he picks out only the best bulbs, the healthiest bulbs, the most robust, and then he brings them here. So each year we add approximately 50 new tulips to the garden, and yes, they are absolutely breathtaking, aren't they? I've always been partial to tulips myself. And as you see, there are actually 15 different colors of tulips that we have here. So from anything from a bright fuchsia tulip to a soft pale yellow, we have a wide assortment of colors and shades. Yes, we actually have 5 gardeners that are here on a full-time basis. And yes, and we have 2 different landscape architects that plan out new additions to the garden and that sort of thing. Yeah. And each year we actually hold a contest where we ask the public and any tourists that might be here at that particular time of year to come in and nominate which new area they'd like to include in the garden, and they get to name the area. And it's just a small portion of the grounds, but we feel it kind of encourages a sense of community, so we do that each year, yeah. And this next area is actually the newest section, which was added just this previous year during the contest. Yes, it's actually the Hummingbird acre is what they call it. It's not actually an acre, but the person chose to name it that. And all of the flowers here are actually designed to attract hummingbirds. There are various species of flowers and plants that all have nectar, which is particularly pleasing to the hummingbirds in the area. Yes. Okay, the next section we're going to, we call it the meadow, and it's not particularly filled with a wide variety of plants and flowers, but as you'll notice, there are actually 10 bee boxes that we have around here, so we gather all of our fresh honey here and then sell it in the gift shop. Yes, we actually have a gift shop on the grounds where you can buy various seeds, and you can buy, of course, the honey that we harvest here. And yes, I must say the honey is absolutely amazing, simply for the fact that it has a bit of a flowery note to it, a bit of a fruity twist, so it's mouth-watering, it is. I particularly like to make honey cake with that every year, so a few times a year rather. Yes, it's one of my weaknesses, honey. Okay, and then this next section here is actually our pond. So it's a rather large pond, as you can see. This pond is man-made, and it was placed here about 76 years ago by one of the founder's grandchildren, who has since passed, but as you can see, it's named after him. His name was Henry. So we call this Henry's Pond. And it's a nice, quaint little area, very calm, very peaceful. And you'll often find deer coming up to the pond to kind of get their drink of water. And There are also fish that are imported every week, so people come here fishing quite often. Mm. Yes. Okay, then we're going to head over to the last section of the tour that I'll have for you, and then you can feel free to peruse around the gardens on your own, okay? This last section here is actually, I'm getting a bit tongue-tied, aren't I? This last section of the garden is the one that directly overlooks the sea. Yes, as you'll find here, it's a large wall that we have here, or a fence if you will, a stone fence, and then on top of that are various planters, and each of these planters have a different sort of flower in them. And each of these planters were actually placed here in memorial of a prominent figure from the village. In fact, this particular planter here has gladiolas in it, and it's in memoriam of Mary. Yes, that's her last name right there. And she was one of the founders of the village that's down below there. Yeah. Yeah. The village, if you get a chance to explore it, you might want to. It was actually founded 275 years ago, so it's a beautiful historic little village. And a bunch of little shops and cafes there, so if you do get a chance, you might want to do that, definitely. Okay, so that's the end of our tour. And do you have any questions for me? No? Okay. Well, I'll be walking around, so if you do, just feel free to stop me, and I'll be I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have, okay? But for now, just take your time and enjoy the garden and listen to the birds and yes. Okay. Well, I hope you have a great rest of your trip. Bye.